The legend of Cain grows bigger and bigger. Me and this gentleman was having a conversation. He asked me about Cain's seed. I wanted him to clarify, do you mean his children, his lineage? And in further discussion, he spoke about the fact that Cain's lineage were more like the adversary more like his father, the adversary, because because of the deeds that his children did. Now, here's the problem with that. It depends on depending upon what literature you're actually reading that you would make such statements or ask such questions. So let's take a gander at it for a minute. Please stay with me. So the first aspect of it is we have to understand this. If you believe in the Bible, or if you read the Bible, or accept the Bible's mythos, then you have to say that Cain's father was Adam. It's plain and simple. It says that in the book. It says that Cain's father was Adam. It doesn't say that his father was a serpent or anything of that nature. It also shows that this God did show preference to Cain in the fact that he first told Cain that sin crouches at your door, but you have the ability to overcome it. Now, if Cain was the child of the devil, then where is his ability to overcome this sin before he went and killed his brother? Now, after he killed his brother, Cain pleaded with this guy and said, hey, everywhere I go, people are going to try to kill me. He said, no, if somebody try to kill you, I'm going to punish them sevenfold over. That sounds like Cain was special to God, that Cain had a special relationship with this God. So therefore, Cain is not the son of the adversary in this sense. And then when we look at Cain's lineage, what did they do? Cain committed murder. And then he tried to lie about the murder or kind of omit some information about the murder. Beyond that, what other sin did Cain commit? Because multiple other people that this God loves committed far more sins than Cain committed, right? He only committed the one, you know? Jacob did a whole bunch of shit. Lying, stealing birthrights, lying about stuff, about getting the animals from Laban and tricking him with some wood magic, lying to his brother about, yeah, I'm coming home, man. Yeah, just go on, go on. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. I'm gonna go over here. Abraham lied about who Sarah was twice and got a whole bunch of stuff. They both killed a whole bunch of people. So what did Cain lineage do? You got the one line of Cain, the one member of Cain who killed another young man and said that, well, if somebody come kill me, then they're gonna have to pay 70 times over. So they had pride. Was that the sin that they committed? Pride? Because that's the only thing you hear about this guy. I think that was Tubal Cain who said that. So where's this evil lineage of Cain to which that people want to try to create because they're romanticizing the story to make Cain worse than what the Bible actually says that he was. Now, some people take the B'nai Elohim to mean Cain's descendants were the children of men and Seth's descendants were the sons of God, and they began to intermix, incest, and that created the Nephilim. But of course, we know that it's actually talking about angelic beings coming down. So that's not even, that doesn't, and they were coming down and getting with the sons of men, which would have been Cain's and Seth's siblings. And the book of Enoch says that Seth's siblings also became evil and started doing the same thing that the Nephilim were doing. And that is one reason why they were all wiped out. Understand, in the flood, it says that all men had became evil. All men had started doing all these heinous things around the world. So he killed all of them, both Cain's line and Seth's line. So where is Cain being so bad? And if you literally look at it, you're saying Cain is closer to the adversary. The adversary, or the Hasatan, is an angelic being that is at the heavenly council of God. Now, according to the belief of most of Christendom, there was a war between the angels of God and the angels of Lucifer, as they like to say it, even though Lucifer is not the name. But they fought. There was a rebellion. They were supposedly cast down to earth and imprisoned, and earth became their prison. The Hasatan is up there with God having a conversation, all the way to the point where they make a bet. And he says, where you been? I've been going to and fro, back and forth, earth and heaven. It's kind of like a prosecutor, like he's an officer of the court in this heavenly council. So then this the adversary, he kills about what, 9, 10 people? How many people did Jehovah kill? He killed one dude because he said he was just so evil, right? Then he killed his brother Onan because he jizzed all on the floor and wouldn't impregnate his brother's widow. He genocided many cities, according to this story, around the Levant area, killing babies, killing all the men, the women, the children, and the babies. He killed all the firstborn sons in Egypt. He killed all these animals in Egypt. He had animals being sacrificed over and over again. He killed 3,000 of his own people because they decided to worship a golden calf. And then he punished the children of Israel and said that, nope, all of y'all out of the almost 600,000 men, well, the 600,000 plus men, and all the other older women and old men who came out of Egypt, all of y'all got to die in the wilderness. Y'all can't survive and go into the promised land. This God has killed way more people than the adversary. So to say that Cain might be from the devil is actually a compliment instead of calling him a son of this God, because this God is evil in his morality. He is completely evil in his morality, because if you was writing a Bible today, your God would not be genociding all these people. It wouldn't. All those genocides would have never happened. All these women who, oh, my husband think I'm cheating on me, so they gave me a secret mixture of dirt and some herbs, and I had a miscarriage, and my baby died. So that actually confirms that I cheated on my husband. Your God would not do that, but this guy did. But at the end of the day, Cain is not of the adversary. This is something that Tertullian came up with in the in around the 2nd century CE. 2nd, 3rd century CE. So this is not something that the people who were walking around prior to well, Tertullian was born in 160, so we're going to start there. So prior to 160, this was not something that anybody believed. This is not something that anybody thought. This was something that was concocted by one of the early church fathers, probably in around 200 CE, and it has just run amok in people's mind because it helps them to make sense of how could the first son of Adam kill his own brother. So he must have been from the devil. And then we get all these other concocted stories of him being, Eve and the serpent having sex and her being born of him. And even to a certain one point where people say Eve had sex with the serpent, then had sex with Adam, and Cain and Abel were twins, but Cain came from the devil's seed. So people have made up stories over and over again to try to justify how could Cain kill his brother and he's the firstborn son. But it just shows you that Cain, and if you read this book, it shows that Cain was born much earlier than Abel was, because it's later he said he knew his wife, and he had, Adam knew his wife, had sex. Then he had Cain. Adam knew his wife again, and they had Abel. And then after Abel died, Adam knew his wife again, and they had Seth. So all of them are the children of Adam. None of them are the children of the devil, and none of them have this devil nature as far as it being the seed of him. But anybody can have a personality defect that causes them to commit heinous crimes against another person. But that just means there's a problem with them and not some outside force that's causing them to be that way. So you can take it into a metaphoric look, but I choose to take it as that person is just allowing the negative portions of themselves to take control. So you have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.